Good evening. Thank you for coming tonight. My name is Guzman. I'm currently enrolled at Concordia University, Chicago, in the Business and Professional Speaking course. Tonight I will be giving a persuasive speech. In particular, my focus will be how organic food is healthier than conventional foods. Have you ever heard the common adage, you are what you eat? Why organic food is healthier than conventional food? The reality is that organics are becoming more readily available. And as a consumer, you should be aware of the many options that currently exist. Every consumer has the right to know what is in their food. And most importantly, consumers must be vigilant to ensure they're eating the healthiest foods available. I will now describe the definition of organic food, sludge fertilizers, and genetic engineering. Yes, I did say sludge fertilizers and genetic engineering. How is organic food defined by the USDA? The USDA is the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Organic food, defined by how it cannot be made rather than how it can be made, must be produced without the use of sewer sludge fertilizers, most synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, and genetic engineering, which is also called biotechnology, growth hormones, irradiation, and antibiotics. A variety of agriculture products can be produced organically. The list includes grains, meat, dairy, eggs, and processed food products. What are sewer sludge fertilizers? Sewer sludge, also referred as biosolids, is a byproduct of sewage treatment processes. This is one of the two end products. The other one is effluent. There are two classes, A and B. The only regulatory difference between the two is the level of fecal coliform that is found, which is lower in Class A. So to put this in perspective, we have hospitals, we have industry, we have residential. Everything that leaves our home is waste, and the industry and the hospitals goes to a water treatment plant. It gets treated. What is treated then, therefore, is two stages, effluent, and then we have biosolids, which is sewer sludge fertilizer, okay, to put that in perspective. What is genetic engineering? Genetic engineering is the scientific alteration of the structure of genetic material in a living organism. It involves the production and the use of recombinant DNA and has been employed to create bacteria that synthesizes insulin and other human proteins. Okay? The foods that consist of genetic engineering have undergone only short-term testing to determine their effects on humans and the environment. Again, this is genetic engineering. This is what's going into the food that we consume via conventional foods. A major advantage of consuming organic foods is that none of these harmful substances, sewer sludge fertilizers, pesticides, have been used, and the use of biotechnology is strictly prohibited. Now, is organic food more nutritious than non-organic food? The evidence is not definitive. There are studies that suggest that on average, organically grown fruits and vegetables may contain slightly higher levels of vitamin C, trace minerals, and antioxidant phytonutrients than conventional produce. Something to consider. Now, the overall benefits of organic foods. Some studies have shown that organic foods have more beneficial nutrients, such as antioxidants, in comparison to conventional grown produce. Another benefit is that people that have allergies to foods, chemicals, or preservatives often found in conventional foods improves, these conditions again improve if they stick to or consuming organic foods on a regular basis. So again, anyone that may have allergies out there, consider going organic. Organic produce contains no pesticides. What are pesticides? They are chemicals. For example, fungicides, herbicides, and insecticides. Unfortunately, these chemicals are widely used in conventional agriculture, and the residue from the pesticides remains on and in the food that we eat. That's if you're eating conventional foods. Do pesticides really matter? That's the question many of you may have tonight. Well, they actually do. Children and fetuses are most vulnerable to the exposure of pesticides. Their less developed immune system, and in particular their bodies and brains, are still developing. Exposure to pesticides at an early age can cause developmental delays, behavioral disorders, and motor dysfunction. Another group that is highly impacted by pesticides is pregnant women. Pesticides can be passed from the mother to the child in the womb, as well as through the breast milk if the mother decides to breastfeed. This type of exposure can cause delayed effects on the nervous system. In some cases, years after the initial exposure to these pesticides. Now let's look at the benefits of organic farming, in particular the meat and dairy industry, and also how organic food is labeled, and the produce with the highest and the lowest pesticide load. The advantages of organic meat versus conventional meat. Now this is interesting because a lot of us love to consume meat, so pay close attention here. Organic livestock and poultry may not be given antibiotics, hormones, or medications. This is organic livestock, okay? They must be kept in living conditions that accommodate their natural behavior. Livestock diseases and parasites are controlled through preventive measures. These may consist of rotational grazing, balanced diet, sanitary housing, and stress reduction. Now let's look at what is American meat, or what we call conventional meat. They are broken down into 5 groups: dairy cows, beef cows, pigs, broiler chickens, and egg-laying chickens. The feed that they consume and what is allowed in production are the following. Conventional meat may have antibiotics, animal byproducts, hormones, sewer sludge, we heard of sewer sludge already, arsenic-based drugs, and pesticides. All these components may go into the production of conventional meats. Now, for the record, pigs, broiler chickens, and egg-laying chickens cannot be injected with growth hormones. Okay, that's for the record. Organic farming is better for the environment. Okay, it reduces pollution, conserves water, reduces soil erosion, uses less energy, and increases soil fertility. Now we will look at how to understand organic food labels. A lot of you may go to the grocery store. What does it mean? How does it look? What do I look for? And when does going organic really matter? Only foods that are 95 to 100% organic can use the USDA organic label. For example, I will give you an example of an apple. This is a bag of apples that is USDA organic. This is virgin coconut oil, USDA organic. Kale, baby kale, USDA organic. So that's what the label looks like in some of the products that we currently have here at home. Now, again, only foods that are 95 to 100% organic can use the USDA organic label. That is by law. Foods that contain at least 70% organic ingredients will not display the USDA seal, but may list specific organic ingredients on the front of the package. Foods that contain less than 70% organic ingredients will not display the USDA seal, but may list specific organic ingredients on the information panel of the package. Hopefully that's clarified some of the details. Now, when the organic label really matters, this is something to pay close attention. It really matters when we look at the dirty dozen. The dirty dozen are produce that should be purchased organically. First one is apples, celery, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, grapes, hot peppers, nectarines if they're imported, peaches, potatoes, spinach, strawberries, sweet bell peppers, and also on the list are collard greens and kale. And for those that particularly in the summer enjoy squash and zucchini, those are also on the dirty dozen. Now, the Clean 15. This is produce that is safe to purchase conventionally. So if you want to save money and you want to go the conventional method, you may purchase asparagus, avocado, cabbage, cantaloupe, corn, eggplant, grapefruit, kiwi, mangoes, mushrooms, onions, papayas, pineapples, sweet peas if they're frozen, sweet potatoes. So you can purchase these 15 conventionally. And this reference is due to ewg.org. This is where I gathered this information. Now to conclude, why organic food is healthier than conventional food? The key points were the major advantages that consuming organic foods has over conventional foods. The cons to conventional foods are the pesticides, the fertilizers, and the biotechnology that is used to engineer our food. The reality is that we as consumers do have choices, and we do have to make a very concerted effort to live a healthy life that is sustainable by consuming the freshest and healthiest foods available to us. If you believe that organics might not be within your budget, simply start off by purchasing the ones with the highest pesticide load. In this case, the Dirty Dozen. Okay? And also, ask yourself, how important is your health to you? At the end of the day, what are you willing to spend money on? If this is the case, consider organics. And I leave by saying, remember, you are what you eat. Thank you again for coming tonight. Thank you.